Hello again, everybody, and welcome to 4-Star Chicago Sports. I am fired up because it's Vikings week, and we're going to kick some ass up in Minnesota. Let's go. We're going to get into it. We got some special guests coming on the show from the Skol Podcast. We're going to visit with some Vikings guys and get their opinions. We got some pointed questions for them. We're going to find out where their heads are with J.J. McCarthy, a whole host of things. We're going to give out some Bears grades first. We're halfway through this thing. Let's see where we are. You guys respond. Let us know where you think they are. We're getting all this right after this. I lost it.
Windy City banners rocking 4 stars aligned. Dynasty dreams rise, Bulls in their prime. Cubs curse shattered, the victory divine. Fields be running, clock ticking on my timeline. Shot-town heroes, legends never fade. Black Hawks flying, cutting ice with the blade. White Sox diamonds, the Southside parade. 4 stars shine bright, legacies they made. Mike with the crown, air rain, no dispute. Sweetness in the backfield, Walter in pursuit. Bear down Sunday's midfield, battles cute. Chicago.
That song is too short.
What happened?
That song is too short.
It's too short.
You guys ever find yourself?
I just like.
Do you ever find yourself singing that song? Like,
I do.
I do.
Like, it gets stuck in my head, dude. What's up, Vizzo Joe? Breaking news, Bruce.
What's up, guys? We're gonna have some fun tonight. I always have fun when it's a division rivalry week. It is always on the top of my list, and I know everyone hates the Packers, and that's our number one rival. But my number one rival has always been the Minnesota Vikings. I hate that team. I hate that organization. I hate that stupid skull chant. I hate the fucking horn. There's nothing I really like about that. I do like Justin Jefferson, though. I guess I could say that.
Well, some of their fans are pretty nice guys. Like
some of their fans are nice.
Some guys who may come on the show.
We're gonna have some nice fans from Minnesota on the show in about 45 minutes. Welcome to the show, Cliff. So let's get into this because we're going to be up against it to get these boys in here. And we're going into week 11 for the Bears. It's game 10. We're a little bit past the halfway mark, but I heard this exercise earlier in the week on the score, and I was like, you know what? I think it would be fun to give out some of our own grades and kind of see what we think the Bears are on all 4 phases: coaching, special teams, defense, offense, and just kind of talk about it just a little bit. Before we head into breaking down this Minnesota ball game. So let's get into it right now. First off, Jay, welcome back from the Bahamas. How was vacation?
I was good. The ending was kind of terrible. We got food poisoning on the last day, so me and Tara just stayed in bed all day long. But we got back. I was worried that we might have some big delays or whatever, but we had like a 5-hour delay on the way there. But on the way back, it was nothing. Pretty easy getting back.
Did you guys pinpoint what you ate that made you?
I think it was a salad. I don't know. Maybe they just washed it with like the wrong type of water or something. I don't know. It was the only thing that we ate at dinner that nobody else ate. It was pretty violent vomiting. But
thanks, Jay.
Hey, just some of the late joiners here. We do have some Vikings fans. We're going to visit with the enemy in about 45 minutes. So stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun to hear what those guys have to say. I want to find out what they're hearing about Jonathan Grenard because if he's out, man, the Bears catch another break on the schedule. But really quick, guys, so let's get into some of these grades, dude. What phase do you want to start with? Offense, defense, special teams, coaching. Where do you want to go?
I think let's start with special teams because I think we're going to have the worst grades out of all 3 phases there.
Yeah.
For what?
Special teams.
Special teams. Oh well, I give them a D. I'm just gonna say
He's just like D. Move on.
D. Move on. I mean, the tackling has been horrendous. We just had this up in the pre-show about where the opponents are starting against us. Something has to give for the Chicago Bears on this end. Maybe Richard Hightower getting fired because man, it's definitely been a No,
it's just not good on any level. I mean, the kicking game isn't great. And punting has actually been pretty well, and that's probably the only thing that I would say would save them from a flat out full F.
Yes,
is the punter has actually been booming the ball. Just
Corey
crazy.
Taylor to destroy a football.
but everything else is not good.
Yeah,
I agree with. I was actually Jason took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say I was going to give him an F, but because of Torrey Taylor, I'll give him a D. I mean, you guys, they've had multiple field goals blocked. They've had 2 different field goal kickers. They can't get field goals with outside of the 50-yard line because they don't trust their field goal kicker. They have failed to recover an onside kick that almost lost them a football game. They're not good in the return game. Devin Duvernay looks like the most pedestrian kick punt returner in the NFL. Josh Blackwell has been much better. They're not good at covering kicks. I didn't like the Richard Hightower signing when we made it. I didn't like retaining him either by Ben Johnson, but I understand why he did. He just probably had so much on his plate. But yeah, I mean, overall, D minus. If it wasn't for Torrey Taylor, that might be the worst unit in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I'm ready to move on. The special teams, I cross my fingers and close my eyes when they're kicking off or punting. Please tackle somebody. Maybe we have to make those signs like they had in Cincinnati. What was that? The tackling sign that they had up?
I will not miss tackles. I will not miss tackles.
They need that on the special teams for the Bears.
like Homer, like what Bart Simpson writing on the board.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go to the defense. For me, I'm right around a C. I'm not going to give them a plus or a minus on it. I kind of you see flashes like you saw in the first half against the Giants, where this defense can be really, really good, even through their injuries. And then you see the second half where Tyrone Tracy is running 5 yards a clip on you. And it's just like, wow, man, it's such a Jekyll and Hyde thing. But I do have to take in my grade the fact that there's no Kyler Gordon, there's no Jalen Johnson. We've had a slew of people that have been injured and missed weeks. And I still like what they've done as a whole, as a group. I know they've been gashed here and there, but you work with what you have. And to me, Dennis Allen's kind of turned lemons into lemonade. And I think he's doing a fantastic job with what he has. And I don't think he has his proper talent to make his defense the most effective as it could be.
Yeah, Sean, I think I agree with you. I'm going to go a C+ on defense. I don't think Dennis Allen really started the season with the full staff that he would like personnel-wise. Let's just say that way. But look, there's been a lot of injuries. Kudos to Poles for bringing in C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't know did you guys know what happened with the Asante Samuel Jr.? Did he get signed?
He signed with Pittsburgh.
All right. I don't. C.J. Gardner-Johnson has just been phenomenal for the Bears. And the secondary has been brutalized all season long. They're still plus 14 on the takeaway ratio, which is number 1 in the league. And then honestly, the defensive line has been slowly getting better. I'd like to see them maybe get a bit better than 3 sacks a game here. I'd like to see a 4 or 5 or pop up here, because honestly, I think C.J. Gardner-Johnson had 2 of them last week. So, I'd like to see them just keep improving, but man, they still worry me, and they're probably the biggest worry. The special teams you can't really worry about. It is what it is. Obviously, thankfully, they're not on the field very long, but the defense does scare me, because I still see any team in the NFL being able to score on them. So yeah, I would say a C+, only because I think they're out kicking their coverage, to use a football term there, but I think they're playing better than they maybe are. The turnovers are probably not sustainable, so we need better play at the defensive line, and we need our linebackers healthy, dude. We need Edwards back.
Yeah, this is a really tough one for me to critique because the injury woes. I mean, the Bears have just lost so much talent on the defensive side of the ball. We talked about this numerous times, guys. Right? Like Ryan Poles, the 3 guys he decided to extend in the last 2 seasons were Jalen Johnson, TJ Edwards, and Kyler Gordon, because he probably thinks those are the 3 best players on the Chicago Bears defense. Well, unfortunately for the Chicago Bears, they've played most of the season without the 3 of those guys. And then you throw in the fact that Tyreek Stevenson just had a really slow start, gave up a perfect 150.3 quarterback rating in the first 2 games of the season. That was weird. I feel like it just kind of took him a minute to get used to Dennis Allen's defense. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad things about this defense. There's a lot of good things about this defense. I mean, obviously, you give up 470 yards to a 38-year-old Joe Flacco. That's not acceptable. But in the same sentence, the same breath, I mean, that's a basically entire backup secondary, right? So it's tough to evaluate games like that. One thing I will say about the Bears is they are on pace, which is one of the craziest statistics I've ever seen, guys. They are on pace for the exact same amount of takeaways as they are sacks. That's insane.
Wow.
That is insane.
Oh, God. That's not good.
Pace, they're on pace for 39 takeaways and 39 sacks. And they finished last season with 40 sacks. So basically right where they were at last season. Now, I expect Austin Booker to get better as the season goes on. And I do think the Bears are going to, Dennis Allen's going to continue to scheme up some crazy blitzes, confusing blitzes for the offense. I think they are going to continue to get better at rushing the quarterback. But let's face it, guys. I mean, when you're a defense in the NFL and you're missing 3, 4, or 5 of your best players, usually for most teams, it doesn't turn out very well. I think if you had to evaluate it based off of the injuries, like if you're telling, like I'm not telling you what I think the Bears defense could be, but if I'm evaluating it based off of the backups and who's actually out there on the field, with Noah Sewell, Nashawn Wright, and Nick McLeod, and all these guys, yeah, I'd probably give it a solid C because, you know, as much as it sucks that the Bears are giving up this much points and there's the top or bottom 5 in almost every statistical category, the fact that this team is on pace for almost 40 takeaways is absolutely insane, guys. I mean, this is going to be one of the best and you guys, they're still top 5 in third down efficiency as defense, which is, I think, is one of the most important stats in all football. So maybe C plus somewhere in there. And due to all the injuries, I mean, I think if this team had never gotten as banged up as they did and Jalen Johnson was still on the field, or Kyler Gordon or TJ Edwards, I think they probably would be closer to a B in a top 15 defense in the NFL.
I agree 100%. The injuries have just absolutely killed this team. And again, you see the coaching, you see the ability between Al Harris and Dennis Allen and the other coaches on that side of the ball. I think they're doing the best they can with what they have, and I'm okay with it. I mean, we're going to have to live with these ups and downs, especially with the injuries. Hopefully, after hearing Ben Johnson today, he was asked a pointed question about Kyler Gordon's health, and they asked him, hey, this is short-term IR still, and he said, yes, that's the plan. So I think this is going to be his 3rd week he missed.
Courtney Cronin says the Bears expect Kyler Gordon back week 12.
And he said that
TJ Edwards is supposedly going to be questionable this week.
I think he plays if it's just the hand, it's the hammy.
The club. They said that he's going to play with the club.
Yeah, he's playing with the club. And then they also said Jalen Johnson has a chance to play in December as well. So if the Bears are hunting down a playoff spot,
saying he could be back in 2 weeks. He's running. He's running.
He's running
and working out.
Go to his Instagram, dude. He posted a video. I mean, he's moving. Ben Johnson said he had a full workout in the weight room today. So and
I did a deep dive, Sean. There's 3 different surgeries you can get under your abductor, and his was the one in the middle. So there's one that takes a really long time, really long recovery period. It's like, I think it's like 9 months. There's one in the middle, and then there's one that's like 2 or 3 weeks. It's like a minor surgery. You got the one in the middle. So basically they're saying he could be back anytime from week 13 to week 16, depending on his pain tolerance, depending how that's healing. I will say this, guys. I think this Bears defense would have a B if instead of signing Grady Jarrett and Deo Adebingo, they would have given that money to Josh Sweat. I think that's.
I wish they would have.
I think that's probably what they should have done.
If you swapped Deo and Grady Jarrett with Calais Campbell and Josh Sweat, this defense probably gets a B plus, even with the injuries they have.
Maybe drafted Simmons.
Yeah, Calais Campbell at 40 years old is once again the number 1 ranked defensive lineman against the run in the NFL on PFF. I mean, this guy he can do it till he's 50.
He's really unbelievable.
What if 50 he falls to what, number 8 against the run?
If he's 10, he's still great. Yeah.
Hey, Romy, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming back.
What's up, Romy?
Monday was a little contentious, but we all survived.
Hey, man, it's all good fun. It's all good.
And you know what? Right after we get these grades, I'm going to address that really, really fast. And I think that we'll talk about it here. But let's flip to the offense. The offense, I'm going to give a solid B. I'm not giving a plus or a minus. I do like the improvements, and I guess we can get into this right now because I don't want anyone to walk away from Monday thinking I think Caleb Williams sucks. I don't think he's the franchise quarterback. I like a lot of things that I've seen. Simple. If I may steal something from Joe Madden, just do simple better. And I think his trajectory is going to go up. The simple things seem to give him a lot of problems. The Bears also, the false starts, the pre-snap penalties, the not being able to run a quarterback sneak, not being able to get the ball in from the 1 yard line. These little things just take me down from an A and just kind of just bring it down a little bit. The drops are another one that just bring it down. But when I look at the offense as a whole, I see the plan, and I think can be great and it will be great. And I think, Kyle, I think you and I don't want to speak for you, but I think we are in this boat. Like, we kind of want it now. We're tired of waiting. I want it now.
I'll address Monday, you guys. Like, I think a lot of people came away from Monday's show thinking that I don't like Caleb Williams. Guys, Caleb Williams is by far my favorite quarterback ever played for Chicago Bears. Not even close. I mean, he's
100%.
by far the most athletically gifted. He has the most God-given talent. He's the best off-script quarterback they've ever had. He has the best arm the Chicago Bears have ever had. I'm just impatient, guys. I'm a Bears fan. I want to see the Bears compete for a Super Bowl this year. It's probably not realistic, but I just think that if Caleb could get better at the dump offs and get more efficient and get better at the timing passes and get that completion percentage up, this team could be very dangerous. Could probably outscore anybody in the NFL and would probably have a decent chance at making a Super Bowl run, because you guys, they're already top 10 offense as it is. And like we said, you guys, I don't think anybody in this chat could disagree that at times it looks kind of clunky, right? It just doesn't look like they perfected it yet. And when they do, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah. I mean, Sean, I'm going to go to this real quick, but I'm going to grade all of them individually. I'm going to give Caleb Williams a B, because I think there's just a couple things. If you asked Caleb himself, Jason, what you said earlier in the studio, if you asked Caleb himself, he would tell you, there's a couple things I need to get better at. And I think he will. That's just it's a timing thing, right, guys? It's going to take probably, unfortunately for us.
The best news is that he recognizes it and vocalizes
and he admits
it and is admitting it.
Yeah, and he talks about it in his pressers, and that's awesome for Caleb to take on that responsibility and that accountability. And I think Caleb overall by the end of the season is probably going to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. Going into next season, he should definitely be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, because he just does things that most people can't do. And obviously the fourth quarter clutch, the heroics he does in the fourth quarter, that puts him to me as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL already, because he does it more than anybody I've ever seen do it. And he's only in his second year in a brand new offense. I'm going to give Caleb a B plus somewhere in there. I think he probably is the best Chicago Bear, maybe outside of Jalen Johnson. The running back room, guys, I'm going to give them a B minus. The reason I'm doing that is because it's probably more circumstantial. I think it just took Kyle Monangai longer to get going than the Bears would have liked. And DeAndre Swift is what he is, guys. He's kind of I don't want to say one-trick pony, but he has a very particular skill set. He's not a guy you can run between the
skills.
You guys, I broke down their averages. I broke down their averages, even with the missing a game. I broke down if they had both played 17 games this season, DeAndre Swift would be on pace for 1,156 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns, 49 receptions, 450 reception yards, and 2 reception touchdowns. I'll take that all day, guys, from a guy who really doesn't make his living off running between the tackles. Obviously, Kyle Monangai's stats are going to be a little skewed because he wouldn't have started against the Bengals had DeAndre Swift been healthy. But if Kyle Monangai had the same averages he's had through 9 games this season, he'd have 737 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, 17 receptions for 157 yards. I like that production. And then you're going to get a little bit out of Brown, and get a little bit out of Roschon Johnson. And obviously, guys, Caleb is also on pace for about 500 rushing yards. So the run game has been the best part about the Chicago Bears. The only reason I wouldn't give it an A is because it took a while to go. And you guys remember the first couple weeks it was kind of sketchy there for a second. But Ben Johnson made his adjustments, and the Bears are now 3rd in rushing yards per game. So there's nothing to complain about. I'd give the Bears run game an A minus, and then the receiving core. The receiving core is a little bit different for me. I'm going to give the receiving core a B minus, guys, because I expected both Rome and DJ going into the season. You guys remember my season projections to be over 1,000 yards. As it stands right now, Rome Odunze is on pace for 1,056 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 15.1 yards per reception. And that's nothing to be ashamed of, guys. For a second-year player playing a new offense, that's a damn good season. The one that's disappointing to me, guys, and I don't know if it's just because they can't get him involved in the offense, or maybe DJ Moore's just having a bad, every player has bad seasons, but he's on pace right now, guys, for 760 yards and 2 touchdowns. That to me is why I give him a B minus. You got to find a way to get DJ more involved. We saw that this guy was capable of getting 1,300 receiving yards and I think it was 8 or 9 touchdowns with Justin Fields. If he could do it with Justin Fields, he could certainly be better than this with Caleb Williams. And then it comes to the tight ends, guys. Colston Loveland is on pace to be their leading tight end this season over Cole Kmet. He's on pace for 615 yards and 4 touchdowns. That number also is probably a little bit skewed because it took them a while to get Colston involved in the offense. Now, I will say, guys, even though I give the receiving core B minus, I think if you plug Luther Burden into this receiving core and get rid of Zacchaeus, or at least just put Zacchaeus on the bench, I think they could become one of the best receiving cores in the NFL and probably would be closer to an A or A plus.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with what you guys are saying. They're all very valid, salient points here. I'm a B plus, and really, the numbers look great for the Bears, right? They're still second or third in rushing overall, second or third in overall yardage. I mean, they're doing a great job and maybe slightly overachieving. And I know we're going up against teams that are always missing somebody or not their full squad, but this is the NFL. I mean, I don't know if there's a single healthy team in the NFL. I can tell you this: I'm really happy with their progression. It's a little bit up and down. It's not exactly perfectly linear, but I'm happy with it. I just think there's still, like you guys are saying, a lot to clean up. Yep. I think every player on the team, not just Caleb, will admit to it, which is a great sign that you're building the right type of culture. Because honestly, if the Bears are firing on all cylinders, they should still be telling you that they can do better, right? That's what all the great teams you've ever heard in any sport will always tell you. So
as long as you think you're perfect, you'll never get better, man. If you think you're perfect,
right,
you'll never
until you're better, gets good gets better, and your better gets better.
Oh, yeah, it's goddamn right.
It's fairly simple. I think we've got enough data right now to say that the Bears are not the best, at any one position. I think Caleb is great, and you guys are right, both of you. If Caleb starts nailing these little things, I think he said in his presser that I think some plays I'm maybe going through my progressions a little too fast, and others maybe not fast enough. So I think once these things start gelling and clicking for him, and I don't want to say game speed because I think he's got this internal clock and these instincts that just are off the charts insane. When he can pair up that mental side of the game with that just elite innate ability that he has to avoid the sack and throw on the run and run the ball. We've talked about how fast he is on this show. He's got 3 rushes of over 20 yards. I think he added a 4th one last week. He's strong. Like for some reason, these defensive linemen are getting their hands on him and he's not fumbling the ball. He's not moving. He's still able to duck, dodge, dive and duck or whatever whatever it's called, but he's just elite. If he can now throw the small dump off, you know what? He's got a super strong arm. Maybe don't throw a 200-mile-an-hour fastball when the guy's 12 yards away. Slow it down a little bit. Take it easy. Maybe you've got a little bit of time. Trust your line. There's just little things that maybe some of it's just time together and reps that are going to solve it. Maybe some of it's just, hey, learning experience. He's got to see the mistake to learn that he's made the mistake. But as long as he's learning, and I think he will with Ben Johnson, I mean, right now, even defense, the problems on defense, the only phase of football that doesn't seem to be getting better is special teams. But I think everything is looking up. So I'm giving him a B+. I would love to give him an A, even an A-. But until they clean up the little things, honestly, they've cleaned up the sacks. They've cleaned up the pre-snap penalties, it seems like. Those apparently are going away. That's one of my problems for this game coming up, and maybe we'll talk to our guests about, because Minnesota's not an easy place to go play. But some of the little things, it seems like week by week they're just sort of chipping away at their little problems. Don't solve everything at once. Just solve one thing every week, and maybe we're going to be great this year, maybe not. But hey, we're going to be really great going into next year. So
and something I really liked that Greg Olson said on Sunday in that game, guys, was he said that the biggest growth for Caleb from year 1 to year 2 is his pocket presence. I mean, he's like a magician in the pocket, and it seems at times like Caleb has eyes in the back of his head. It's crazy. He is one of the best guys at navigating the pocket I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've ever seen, and he has a very strong lower body, and I think that's why it's tough for guys to get him down, man. Caleb, and the quarterback. There's one advantage to having a quarterback that's not 6'5". The taller and slender you are, the easier it is to tackle you. Obviously, Caleb's got a better center of gravity. He's a little bit shorter and he's a stocky guy, so it's really, really tough to bring him down. Yeah, I mean, guys, like I said, just to address Monday's show, I couldn't be happier with where the Bears are at right now. I'm just being antsy and I'm being greedy.
I agree.
I want the Bears to be where they're going to be next year in week 8, 9, 10, and I want them to compete for a Super Bowl this year. Probably not realistic, but man, if they could come out against Minnesota and all the things we just talked about are all cleaned up and everything's running like a well-oiled machine, this team is going to be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, and on that note, Kyle, I wanted to convey, I didn't say the Bears can't beat the Vikings, the Bears can't beat the Packers, they can't beat the Steelers. I was just talking about saying it's going to be a lot harder to beat these teams if your offense is clunky and it's not working and you're not scoring points. Like you can't be down to better teams late in games by 2 touchdowns and hope that Caleb's going to put on the cape and keep doing what he's doing.
Well, Sean,
it would be great if he could.
Sean, it'd be amazing.
You don't have to look too far. You don't have to look too far back to example of what you're talking about. Against the Ravens, the Bears were within 1 score, and Caleb, instead of dumping the ball off to Kalmanon guy, threw that interception, and Derrick Henry ran that 1-yard touchdown, and that game was over. I mean, and he's going to learn from that stuff, right? He's going to get better. I'm not saying that Caleb's not capable of getting better. I'm just saying, man, if he had already fixed those things, those little things that he's still struggling with, this team would be, I think it'd be the best.
100%.
Top five, at least top five. Offense, no doubt about it. But yeah, you guys, I've waited 30 years for the Bears to have a quarterback. I'm certainly willing to wait another 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
And again, if I came off on Monday that I'm not happy the Bears are 6-3, of course I'm happy the Bears are 6-3. We're winning football games. I am very happy. Am I distressed about what happened in Cincinnati and what happened against the Giants? Yeah, a little bit. It should have people concerned. And you know what? I listened to my head coach because that's what I was told from everybody in the chat. Listen to our head coach. Well, our head coach told you guys the same thing. This team's far from being great. We have a lot of things to do. Caleb Williams has told you that. I say it, and I'm a Packer fan, for the love of Christ. Like all I'm saying is I am very happy the Bears are 6-3. I love Kyle's with me every Sunday. We're slapping hands. We're over the moon with everything the Bears win, but I am going to be critical when I see things that I hope it would be better this far into the season.
Kind of our job. It's kind of our
job. Exactly.
Well, at least when we're on the show, our job is to be critical and evaluate this team and see where they can improve and talk about what things are doing good at, the things they're not doing good at. That's what we're here for, right? I mean, that sucks. It's a harsh reality that I think this team probably, if this team was with Ben Johnson last year and they didn't retain him at Eberflus, this year we could be talking about a Super Bowl run. But I think we're in the adolescent stages of Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen implementing these schemes, and these guys are obviously going to struggle from time to time at figuring this stuff out, and that's okay. It's going to take time.
And I'm okay with it.
It's okay.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I don't care how they win on Sunday.
Neither do I. I don't give a shit either.
Here's a point of perspective. Maybe if we're looking at Minnesota, and we can ask these guys about this, we have a really good coaching staff for all intent and purpose, right? I mean, a really great offense. Well,
Jason,
good defensive coordinator, and how they're having a hard time in a first-year offense right now.
Jason, real quick, I think Sean, the coaching staff was on the list, right? Jason, what's your coaching?
Oh, grade? Yeah. Duh, we forgot the coaching staff.
I'm glad you brought it up, Jason. What's your coaching grade, man?
Oh, well, I'm gonna we'll just pair the head coach and offensive coordinator together because they're the same dude, right? So there's no need to separate those. I'm gonna give him the same grade. Maybe slightly higher. Maybe we'll go an A- because I think a lot of the success is due to him. But overall, as an offense, again, a B+. Defensively, listen, I think Dennis Allen, you guys are right. He's making lemonade out of lemons. He's really trying to hold that defense together. And I think the coaching and the scheming is where the sustained turnover ratio is coming from. I don't necessarily think it's talent per se. I think it's putting players in the right places at the right times and the players listening to the coaching. So, you got to give them both credit. So I'll go A- on both because there's still room to grow. Maybe a B+ on both if you wanted to, because look, it's only half the season. Everything could turn to shit, and we could be calling everybody on the Bears terrible. But I think from what I'm seeing, my eyeball test, I think the coaches are doing a really good job here trying to turn this team around. And then special teams, guys, it's no joke. It's just F. It's just not good.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I'm kind of with Cliff here because if Luther Burden was on the field more, I'd probably give him an A+. To be perfectly honest with everybody, man. Like, I am happy. I am so happy with this coaching staff. I am so happy with Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen, for the injuries and everything he has, guys, we watch this team every week. He dials up something right when the Bears need it. He comes up with a corner blitz or a safety blitz, or he's just dialing up the right plays at the right moments to make the right things happen. I'm very happy because this coaching staff is so damn competent, dude. It makes me feel so good inside because we haven't had one of these fucking staffs in forever.
Yes.
So I'm giving him an A. I give him an A+ if I see more Luther Burden. Fair enough.
Hey, look, there could be some recency bias because we haven't seen that staff this good, but I like him.
Yeah, and you're evaluating the entire season, right? So I'm going to give them an A-. Like, I love Ben Johnson. Yeah, I think this is the coach that all three of us wanted to hear, right? And that itself is an A because Ryan Poles got the guy that I think all three of us. I mean, I know people are talking about Mike Vrabel, Mike McCarthy, Sean, Jason, and I. We never steered away from Ben Johnson. That's the guy we wanted here. That's the guy I thought could help Caleb Williams the most of everybody available. Now, I will say that not kicking the ball out of the back of the end zone or out of bounds the first week against Minnesota, that lost them a game. So you got to hold Ben Johnson and Richard Hightower accountable for that. But yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, Dennis Allen's really, I mean, he's getting gold out of mud here. This defense, if you look at the roster, it's not really all that great, but they still are finding a way to win games. They're taking the ball away a ton. They're number one in the NFL in turnover differential. Remember back in the day, guys, before EPA or whatever it's called, that's how you won football games, was winning the turnover battle. The Bears continue to do that. They're top 5 in third down efficiency. So, yeah, I'm going to give Dennis Allen an A. I'm going to give Ben Johnson an A. But unfortunately for the Bears, it's just that retaining Richard Hightower drags that coaching staff down a little bit. And
yeah, it does.
He's just not a good football coach, guys. He's not. And you know what? Honestly, guys, even before this season started, when I listened to Richard Hightower's interviews, he kind of has that blah Matt Eberflus kind of way about him. Like, I just don't, everything he says, there's no merit to it. There's no substance, right? It's just a bunch of
no definitive answer either. Like, here's the problem, here's the resolution, here's how we're going to attack it, and here's going to be the end result.
It's not like, how do I convey to the fans what's going on with the special teams? It's like, how do I get out of this interview as fast as I possibly can? And I'm sick of that shit. We've dealt with that for the last 20 years. I'm over it. Like, Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen are transparent. They tell you what they're doing wrong. They tell you what they need to fix. They tell you that it's not perfect. It's a work in progress. And Richard Hightower goes up there and spits a bunch of bullshit out of his mouth. I didn't like him because the 49ers fired him. The 49ers don't part ways with good coaches. They just don't, unless they get hired away from them. That's a totally different situation. But they don't just fire talent. And then the Bears kind of picked up their scraps, and they're getting the results of that. I mean, he's just not a good coach. He's not a good coach. And I don't think Ben has the time or the heart right now to fire him mid-season, but I do believe that Richard Hightower will be fired by the end of the season.
Yeah, I think, like we said this before, I think it was a transitioning sort of coaching hire, because as a special teams guy, you're going to be dealing with almost everybody on the team. It's maybe just a familiar face in the room. Also a guy that can maybe help you scout some of these players and help you keep who you got to keep, but I don't think that was his first choice, to be honest with you.
No.
Hey,
I think it was an afterthought.
Hey, boys.
Yeah, Sean, let's welcome some of these Vikings.
Yeah, we got our grades in. And
you guys, chat, please be respectful. Be
chat,
polite,
please be respectful.
It's all good fun. It's all banter.
We know they're Minnesota guys, but we like them. These are.
You ain't got to be respectful to me. I'll give it right back. Let me have it, chat. By all means, you will find out what Lions fans have been dealing with for over a year now if you give it to me. What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? Thanks for coming on.
It's been over 2 months, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I had a blast with these guys. What was it? The first week of the season. They were really, really awesome, and we were looking forward to doing this again for this matchup. So we're bringing them on here, and I'm going to go join them on Friday to address the Minnesotans.
All right, guys.
Friday evening.
Why don't you guys introduce yourselves and introduce your show, guys?
Good, Cody.
Yeah. So my name is Cody. Currently in the Army. Been serving for about 16 years, and I joined up a podcast with these guys back in 2022. I think it was the right after the Giants loss in the playoffs, where we thought we had a good team. We beat very bad teams that year, and we won a couple good ones against good teams, and we made the playoffs and got bounced by the Danny Dimes New York Giants, not the Indiana Jones type Danny Dimes, but yeah. So, and then we just felt misery ever since. We had our ups and our downs, and yeah, let's Skol Podcast. It's been a blast so far.
Well, thanks for your service, man. Happy Veterans Day, brother.
Yes, thank you, sir. Happy Veterans Day.
I'm Fish. I pretty much worked with Keith on making this thing. And I'm actually the guy that kind of cajoled him into it. When we lost to the Giants, we were planning on doing something. And he was like, no, I don't want to do it. And I said, man, it's therapeutic. We're going to get it out there.
Yeah.
Let's just do this. And we did. And we've been rolling ever since. I don't think we've missed a week since that playoff loss to the Giants. I've been a Vikings fan since I was a toddler in the mid-'70s, and I watched Fran Tarkenton run around like Superman, and there were a couple other things that just kind of locked it all in. But yeah, so I've lived through it. One of my favorite topics is the forgotten NFC championship game appearance in '87, the strike shortened year.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people just seem to forget that happened. But yeah, let's do this, guys.
Hey, Sean Payton. Sean Payton was our quarterback in that strike short.
That's why he hates it so much. That is why he hates the Vikings so much. It's because he was your all scab quarterback.
Yep.
I figured that out. I was like, that bum. That's why he has so much shade for the Minnesota Vikings.
No, good shit, Fish. Love the Viking helmet there, man. All right,
Yeah,
Sean,
That is an awesome helmet.
Hey, is Shaq joining? He said he was going to jump on.
I don't know if he will because he woke up sick this morning. He was kind of trying to muscle through it.
Okay.
But
all right. I was waiting for him, but if he's not going to make it, let's get into this, boys. So we got the Bears traveling up north, the Great White North, to take on the Minnesota Vikings, where the Bears are entering this matchup as a slight underdog. Boys, first off, my first question for you guys, and I want to hear this straight from Vikings fans. Give me your all thoughts on your quarterback under center, J.J. McCarthy, and was this the right choice for the Minnesota Vikings? And do you have faith in this guy moving forward?
Yeah, I have 100% faith in J.J. McCarthy. I think it's his first year playing. We saw 4 games, right? He does have his up and downs. That's what's expected as a quarterback, right? Especially a quarterback getting picked like in 10th, I think, right around there. Yeah. It's our 4th quarterback in franchise history ever being picked in the top 10. So like people aren't used to this, and like the fan base will turn on a dime on a quarterback. And I think a lot of it is to blame of Kirk Cousins. Like he was the guy that was supposed to get us to that championship, over that hump after that good 2017 year. We moved on from Case Keenum and the miracle run, and we brought in Kirk Cousins with all this money, only to finish 7-9. So it's like it's going to take change for Vikings fans. It's because of the Kirk Cousins hurt that happened to us, and now we are kind of facing the same thing with Sam Darnold, right? If we brought in Sam Darnold, kept Sam Darnold for the amount of money we paid him, and didn't have J.J. McCarthy, we probably wouldn't have the defense we have right now. So it's like a toss-up, in my opinion. So I still have a lot of faith in J.J. McCarthy. The play calling is a little suspect right now for J.J. McCarthy. You don't throw J.J. McCarthy 42 times. That's not J.J. McCarthy's game, right? Especially as a young quarterback, you don't have him out there throwing the ball over 40 times. That's just wrong, in my opinion. If you do that, then you get a guy like Cam Ward who's struggling in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a guy on his 4th or 5th start, 40 times is a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like Cody. I'm confident, I'm patient, I'm level-headed. If he were in a situation like, say, Caleb Williams came into it, the Bears, where basically he's got to save the franchise, he's the number 1 overall pick, I would not be so confident. He kind of got dropped into a really good situation where we have the luxury of being able to say, that team's pretty good. They can overcome some of his deficiencies in time for him to be able to overcome his deficiencies. You take the dichotomy of last week where we beat the Lions versus this week where we shot ourselves in the foot and lost to the Ravens. But, we beat the Lions.
We have a Lions friend who's, not too happy about it. So
yeah.
Oh, I bet he's sick to his stomach. And wait till Christmas when we beat them again. So anyway, hey, look, could you imagine how many quarterbacks in the league could overcome 8 false starts, 13 penalties in all for 102 yards and 3 turnovers to win a football game against the Ravens? Maybe on one hand, right?
Yeah.
So, very confident, very much. I feel like if you're expecting to see us play like we just did against the Ravens this weekend, you're going to be disappointed. One of the things our coaching staff is really good about is saying, we're not doing that again. And that problem disappears immediately.
Yeah.
You guys are it's hard to judge a quarterback after 4 or 5 starts. You have to give him time. It's just impossible to judge a kid to do the most difficult job in all of sports in such a short span. And look, I will tell you this: if he's average, your coaching staff will make him good, right? Yeah. If he's good, that coaching staff's going to make him great. So you got to give that kid time.
Yeah. And let's be real, his weren't exactly spectacular for him. You know, against you guys in week 1, he had to muscle up in fourth quarter and score 3 touchdowns in order to get it. But the first 3 quarters, and you know, in the win against the Lions, it was just sort of it was the exact same stats. It was just sort of spread out throughout the game. And really, let's be real, the defense really helped in both games.
Yeah.
It was very much complimentary football, and that's what he needs right now.
Yeah, it's definitely way too early in the process to make an assessment of JJ McCarthy. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you guys agree that he needs to take care of the ball a little bit better. He's on pace right now. I think if he had played a 17-game season for 25 interceptions, that needs to go down. I'm sure it will. I do believe he was dropped in a good situation there with JJ McCarthy, or with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Kevin O'Connell. They have one of the best offensive lines in football. If you look at the pressure rate, he's definitely going to have his ups and downs for sure. But I mean, the only problem with JJ right now is I think he just needs to get better at the simple things, right, guys? I mean, I'm sure you guys saw the stat that so far this season, JJ is, I think, 0 for 10 on passes or on downs when it's 3rd and 3 or shorter, or 4th and 3 and shorter. He was 0 for 10. So I think the Vikings just probably should run the ball a little bit more and take some of the pressure off this kid's shoulder. Like Cody said, you can't be throwing the ball 42 times a game with a rookie quarterback. And let's face it, guys, I know this is second year in the NFL, but this is realistically his rookie season, the first time on the field. It's definitely a wait and see situation, but I mean, JJ's had moments where he's looked really good. He's had moments where he's looked really bad. He's definitely going to get to play one of the worst defenses in the NFL in the Chicago Bears, at least one of the worst secondaries, because obviously you guys know they're missing Jalen Johnson, they're missing Kyler Gordon, they're missing TJ Edwards, they're missing all their studs, the guys they paid this offseason. So I expect to see a better game out of JJ McCarthy, but I do expect this to be a little bit of a shootout.
I see. The thing is, you said 0-10 on McCarthy on 3rd and short and 4th and short. We've been the worst 3rd and short NFL teams before we played the Lions. So it's not just McCarthy. It's the whole scheming thing. I think we saw the ball ran twice this whole year on 3rd and short.
Which is surprising for the Minnesota Vikings.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, big question.
You're just as shocked as we are.
Some big questions that the chat asked before you guys got on. What's the status of one Jonathan Grenard? And
yes.
Is everyone healthy in that wide receiver room for you guys coming into this game on Sunday?
Yeah, so Grenard is week to week. He should. They're saying right now he's unlimited participant, like he's off to the side doing his thing. He missed a significant injury. The wide receiver room, JJ's fine. He already admitted he needs to do better, and we all agreed during our aftercare show watching Jefferson out there. It was awful. It felt like he was giving up on. He felt like he was 2004 Randy Moss, just giving up on plays out there. He tripped and fumbled, and it turned to an interception. And the second interception, he literally just gave up. He just, I'm done. You know, and it's a very. I
saw that.
Yeah, he was on the ground, like 15 yards behind the defender.
Yeah, and it was like, what's he going on here? And every ball that was out there, it felt like he was trying to get more PI penalties over catching the ball, and it was just weird. It was a weird showing from Justin Jefferson. But yeah, our wide receiver core, they're still healthy.
Okay. Well, that's very important. Let me ask you guys, Kyle, Jay, do you got a question for him?
No, I have a Bernard question, so yeah.
I mean, I would certainly like to know your guys' opinion, or at least what you think of Caleb Williams and how he's played in this Ben Johnson offense so far, and what do you guys think of him overall, your overall assessment of the play of
Caleb Williams? And as a matter of fact, I think that the Vikings and the Bears are the 2 best teams in the division.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Bold prediction, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I called this in the preseason that the Bears were going to be the team to give us the toughest time this year. That you guys would be the ones that we'd have to worry the most about. Everything that we did to make our team better in the offseason, you guys did better. And you're dealing with the trenches. You went younger. You went more talented. So everything we did well, you did better. He's kind of figuring it out. Ben Johnson's got him buying in. I don't know a lot about what's going on behind the scenes with you guys, but, wins cure a lot of ills, and he's probably got Caleb's attention and got him buying in. And talent-wise, I still say Caleb is a monster when he gets to throw the ball down the field. He's an absolute monster. One of the better teams in the NFL, one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this: going into this game this Sunday, what would you say is your biggest the player? I'm trying to think
Biggest
of
matchup. Is that what you're looking for?
Well, the player that's not getting the most recognition, but you think will be the most significant for the Vikings to beat the Bears this Sunday.
Oh, I think it's Jalen Redmond, our defensive tackle. The dude's been on pace for like an all-pro year as a defensive tackle. He's
like your best run stopper, no?
Yeah, best run stopper.
Best of everything.
Yeah, best of everything. 4.5 sacks a year, like. And he's an undrafted free agent guy 2 years ago. So, yeah, and this is weird not to see his name being brought up. No interview, nothing like that. No low-key things. So, yeah, Jalen Redmond is definitely a guy that you guys should probably watch out for. And he's starting to come on notice, I would say, here. And I think he definitely comes on notice after this Bears game.
Fish, what's yours? I don't know.
Eric Wilson.
I'm ready for this.
Eric Wilson. Dude's been an absolute stud for us. If Jonathan Grenard when Jonathan Grenard went out against the Ravens, they didn't put Dallas Turner in at the edge and keep Eric Wilson in the inside linebacker position. They moved him to the edge and brought Ivan Pace Jr. back into the inside linebacker position. That guy can get to the quarterback from anywhere. Pretty good in coverage, creates turnovers. Guy, I don't know why he hasn't caught on anywhere. I pray that we sign him again for next year. But yeah, you're going to hear his name called. You're going to be like, damn, man, where's he coming from? But
yeah, Eric Wilson's your team's leading tackler as well. Sitting there at, I believe, 63 tackles. Talk to me a little bit about Joshua Metellus. Is that guy been an unsung hero for you guys as well? No?
No,
Cody, that's a resounding. That was a resounding.
And we signed him for a lot of money. I think we signed him for some good safety money, and he's one of those positionless players that Brian Flores likes, and so far he's just played positionless. Honestly, it's not good. I think his PFF score for the Ravens game, even though we didn't give many yards up, was still like in the low 30s. So it's just not good to see, especially when your defense was humming like that.
Yeah, he has been out of position and been the detriment to several tight end touchdowns this year. He gets too shallow. The tight end gets behind him, and it's like that Swiss Army knife. He's not quite playing the safety position. He's not quite a linebacker, and guess what? He's not covering anybody.
It's a little dull. The knife is dull.
Yeah, I think the Redmond pick was a really good pick. I know Sean might have a different player and Kyle too, but I was worried about him because when you pair him at home with probably one of the loudest, if not the loudest crowd in football, when you're running a silent count and you've got a dominant tackle running up your face, that Bears interior defense offensive line has really, really, really got to step up.
Yeah.
What are you guys
just
thoughts
a little?
What are you guys' thoughts on the false start problems they were having against the Ravens? Like, I know people were saying the Ravens were calling out their plays, trying to get them to jump, and they continue to struggle with it. What are your guys' thoughts on that, man?
It's a young quarterback kind of thing. I mean, there's a lot of cadences that they got to go through. He has to learn a lot of calls at the line of scrimmage, then calling protection at the line of scrimmage. We're got to think we have Blake Brandel at center right now, and that center is the one that's supposed to be calling those protections. Now it loads back on the quarterback for majority of it. So a lot of those false starts can be held to J.J. McCarthy because our captain and our Pro Bowler right tackle Brian O'Neill was 4 out of the 8 false starts. And that does not happen with Brian O'Neill. So it's just something in the development phase of J.J. McCarthy that he has to kind of learn and get over.
Okay. Going in, man. Give me your guys' take. Who's winning? How you winning? Talk to me, Goose. Cody, Fish. Are the Vikings going to pull this win out at home, or the Bears going to upset you guys? I kind of know where you guys are going with this, but I want to hear it from you.
Okay, so week 1 was a close game score-wise, but it didn't really feel like a close game, right?
Correct.
The fact that we won that game is kind of a minor miracle. This is going to be a close game. This is going to be a battle, and the score that's in my head is 24-20 Vikings. I think that you're going to see us run a lot. In that Ravens game, we only ran the ball 13 times, but we got 6 yards a carry. And it wasn't 35 yards, 1 run, then 2 runs for -1 yards. It was just the fact that they gave up on it was probably a side effect of getting the false start penalties and going first and 15. But there were also some times where we'd run the ball, get down to the red zone, and be like, you know what, we don't need to do that anymore. And I think that you're going to see a balanced attack this week.
Pass a lot.
Keith.
Pass a lot.
He's on it, doggone it.
I agree with Fishman. I mean, Sean and I were watching. Sean has a pretty nice setup there in his garage. I'm sure he's told you guys about it. There's 4 or 5 TVs in there. We watch basically every game every Sunday, and we were watching Aaron Jones just rip off these chunk plays, same as Jordan Mason. And I looked at Sean and I was like, I don't know why the Vikings are abandoning the run. I feel like they're just kind of running the ball down these guys' throats, and they just continue to try to force that pass. And then you guys said, yeah, I didn't even realize they ended up with 42 pass attempts. I mean, that's very unlike Kevin O'Connell to me. He usually finds a weakness in the defense and he exploits it, especially the later into the game it gets, like they did against the Bears week 1 in the 4th quarter. They just started running the ball down the Bears' throats. It was kind of surprising to me. I mean, maybe he felt like they were kind of trying to play catch up, but I felt like there was enough time in that game that you could kind of take your time and methodically move down the field and score a touchdown. But yeah, I mean, maybe it was the false starts. I mean, obviously we're not watching every single play, but it was a little strange to me that they abandoned the run. And I agree with you, Fish. I think their Vikings are going to run the ball a lot on Sunday.
Well, there's a bear killer on the Vikings that Sean loves.
Yeah, that's Sean's player of the game for the Vikings. I know that Aaron Jones, who's been killing the Bears for about 10 years now.
Yeah, his career versus the Bears. This is the guy I'm worried about the most because he returned last week for you guys, and I believe or not last week, but as he's been getting back to health, I think he was up to about 71% of the snaps last week. And every time this guy, and as you talk about that comeback from week 1, he was kind of the catalyst. He had that little catch out of the backfield, took it to the house. I mean, you see the numbers against the Bears in 16 games. He averages almost 5 yards a carry, 11 yards per catch. I mean, this guy absolutely loves
13 touchdowns. 13 touchdowns.
13 touchdowns in 16 games. So, yeah, this is the guy for me that I hope that the Bears are able to contain, because if he's having the success that Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary had in the second half of that game against the Giants last week, could turn into a long afternoon for the Chicago Bears. I do like our strength, which is running the ball, 146 yards per game. Kind of the weakness of the Minnesota team, they're allowing, I think you guys are around 100, giving up about 117 a game. So I like the strength versus the weakness. But then again, us passing to your strength, which is your pass defense, which has been locked down. I believe you guys are 9th in the league. So it's going to be a chess match. And I agree with you guys. I think it's going to be a very, very tight division ball game, black and blue. But I think the Bears are going to somehow, some way split this series with you guys coming into this one today, coming into this one Sunday. I'm going to take the Bears in a probably a little bit slower score than you, Fish. I'm probably going to be around like 21-17. I don't know. I think one of you guys just said it was going to be a shootout. I don't know. I
think it's going to be a shootout. I just don't think
it's a shootout. Tell us what you got, Kyle.
Well, I mean, first of all, I think that you guys know that obviously, I don't know, I'm sure you guys looked at the box score at some point, but the Bears just allowed a 38-year-old Joe Flacco to throw for 470 yards. You know the secondary's banged up. There's no Jalen Johnson. There's no Kyler Gordon. DJ Edwards is in pass coverage a lot. None of those guys are playing. And I'm not saying that Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but they're up there. They're pretty damn good, and I think they're going to take advantage of this Bears secondary. That means that the Bears are going to have to score, and Caleb Williams has been pretty damn good at doing that this year. The Bears are top 10 in almost every statistical category. I think they're right now, 7th in points per game, 2nd rushing yard, 3rd rushing yards per game. the 12th in passing yards per game. I think these two teams are going to score on each other. It's a dome. You play a little bit faster in domes than you do on obviously if it's snowing or raining outside or cold outside. I'm gonna give the Bears the slight advantage. The only reason I'm doing that, guys, is because it just seems like right now this team, like you said, Fish, they're just bought into what Ben Johnson is preaching. If you give Caleb Williams a chance to win the game with 2 minutes left, he's proven that he's going to do it. Cairo Santos is not the strongest kicker in the NFL, but once again, it's in a dome, so it's going to be a little bit easier for him. I think the Bears will win this game, and I think they'll win it 28-27.
Yeah, I think it might be closer than that. I think this might be one of those battles. I really think it's the matchup that I think is really this is going to come down to. I think it's the Bears offense versus Minnesota's defense. I think this is a classic matchup that these guys have had many times before, and these guys, I think, secretly love playing each other. I think that's like a game they look forward to every year. I'm a little worried about the crowd. I'm a little worried about the secondary. I hope Grenard is not playing because I think that gives the Bears maybe a little bit of an edge in the passing game. But I'll be honest with you. I think this is it's like a 2017 game or a 21-20 game. It literally is going to come down to the end. And I guess that might be a big question for you guys. If the Bears have the ball with a minute left and we're down 1 score, do you think we win the game in Minnesota, or do you think you guys can stop the comeback kid, Caleb?
How does Caleb handle noise?
It's a good question.
Really good question.
Good question.
Because I will tell you, when we went to that Atlanta game, the reason we didn't get blown out in that Atlanta game was because they got down to our red zone and we were so loud that they couldn't get plays off. They were wasting timeouts.
Listen, we need improvement in the red zone too, dude. So that's a really good point.
And honestly, that's kind of one of the reasons why. I mean, our red zone efficiency is towards the bottom of the league, 55%. And that's kind of why I went with a little bit of a lower scoring game, because the Bears' red zone defense has actually been surprisingly pretty good this year. Their red zone offense has been pretty awful. So that's kind of why I went with a little bit of a lower score, because when I look at Minnesota and I look at the Bears, our strengths are your weaknesses. Our weaknesses are your strengths. We're going to butt heads this weekend.
Yeah, I agree with Fish. I think it's going to be. I think.
Do y'all believe in trends?
Yeah,
trends. Yeah.
Okay. Here's one for you, because you guys, I see in the comments talking about Monunga is going to run the ball down our throat. We are an every other week team when it comes to the running game. 1 week we give up a lot of running yards. The next week we shut it down. The Lions fans that we had on our podcast with us before the game did not believe me when I said this. Trends are trends. They're trends are for a reason. You can't ignore them. And we shut Gibbs and Montgomery down. And then guess what? Last week, the Ravens ran for over 125 yards on us. Trends are trends, boys. You're going to have to get it done through the air.
And that's what scares me a little bit, because that is your guy's strength. And that's what I'm saying. It's going to be an ultimate chess matchup with Ben Johnson. I know Ben Johnson, obviously coming from the Lions, is very familiar with Flores. Seemed to work out there for a little bit in the home opener for the Bears until it didn't. So I just, this is going to be a classic chess match. I think.
Hey, I will tell you this: trends are trendy. That's why they come to an end and new trends start. So.
Well, I hope you're right.
Close from 25 years ago.
And for Cliff in the comments, I hope for his sake you're right too, because he's about to find out, what losing's all about. Cliff.
I got a question for you, Bears guys up there. If you guys do win Sunday, would you call that your first quality win of the season? Even though
it's the best defense we're playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, listen, I understand that the Cowboys' defense sucks, but when the Bears beat the Cowboys, their offense was absolutely – for the first 5 weeks of the season, Dak Prescott looked like he was going to win the MVP, no doubt. And the Bears held that team to 14 points. Now, listen, I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but they hemorrhage yards. They just turned the ball over. Well, you guys, that's what the Bears do. They're an opportunistic defense. They're under Dennis Allen. They're on pace right now for 39 takeaways. It's one of the best years for takeaways for the Bears for a very long time. I like I said, you guys, the Bears, they don't have a corner who can cover Justin Jefferson, and they probably don't have a corner who can cover Jordan Addison. They're going to score points, but Caleb just makes things happen. He's just gotten his pocket presence has gotten absolutely amazing this season. I feel like the guy has eyes in the back of his head. He's going to extend plays, which will make that good Minnesota secondary look a little bit worse than they usually play. I think this game is going to come down to whoever has the ball last. I mean, do I think that this would be probably their best win of the season. Yeah, but I think that just how bad they beat the Cowboys and the fact that the Cowboys 2 weeks later scored 40 points on the Packers defense, who got Micah Parsons and is the best defense in the division, and all the shit we heard in the offseason. I think that Dallas Cowboys game, I think that was a quality win for the Bears. I think that kind of turned their season around a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I think this would probably, seen as how it's to be divisional win, and the Bears are 0-2 in the division to start the season. I think this would be the Bears' best win to this point for sure.
It's a must win. We have to win.
Yeah, I'm with you, Cody. This is a statement game for the Bears. I do believe that this would be their best win of the season. For me, it's a must win if they're serious about being a playoff team. And I know you guys. Where do you got? Are you guys 500 right now? 4-4.
Yeah, I think they're 4-5. 4-5.
4-5. So this is a huge game for both teams. I cannot wait for this game on Sunday. Honestly, I can't. This is such a huge game. It's hey, where's Minnesota improving? Are the Bears really improving in this loud environment? There's so many questions that need to be answered in this game. I'm going to give you guys a couple of trends though, really quick. And these are some betting trends for people as well. DeAndre Swift has scored a touchdown in each of the Bears' last 5 road games as an underdog. Caleb Williams has recorded 217 plus passing yards in each of the Bears' last 5 November games against NFC opponents. And Caleb Williams has also recorded 33 plus rushing yards in every game in November. So there's a couple of things. And Caleb Williams also recorded 19 plus completions in 9 of the Bears' last 10 games as an underdog. So there's some underlying stats there that can't be denied. The Bears are trending well. The Vikings, honestly, when you guys beat Minnesota, I was like, or beat Detroit, I was like, oh shit, here they come. And then I honestly thought you guys should have beat Baltimore last week.
Yes, 100%.
The fact that we only lost that score by 1 game is a miracle. I mean, that's a testament to what our defense can do.
Yeah, and that's what scares me.
That's what that Vikings defense is like Jekyll and Hyde, man. It's from an outside perspective, it's kind of strange because most teams in the NFL, most units are pretty consistent, obviously excluding injuries. The Vikings defense, there'll be games like, I think you look at last season when the 2 games the Bears played the Vikings, right? There was the game where Caleb Williams had the miracle comeback and push it in overtime. Then the Vikings got that sack pretty much out of the game in overtime. But the Vikings defense looked actually absolutely putrid in the second half of that game. And then you go to the second game the Bears played, and the Vikings shut the Bears down in every way, shape, or form. Like, it's a from an outside perspective, the Vikings defense is a very strange unit to me. It's just very tough to get a grasp on. You're like, which defense are we going to get this week? Is this going to be that haunted Vikings defense that shuts the run down and forces turnovers, is loud, gets to the quarterback? Or is this the Vikings defense that plays really soft and are giving up huge chunk plays in the passing game? Like, it's tough to figure out when you're an outside fan, not a fan of the Vikings. You don't get to watch every single game and every single play. Tough
to figure out when you're inside too, buddy.
Yeah. And here, I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. I said this last week, and I'm going to say it again because JJ gave us a problem in the home opener with this, and every running quarterback has.
Yeah, he's going to have to use his legs.
There's a problem this year. And I'll be honest, I don't know if the Bears win that game against the Giants if Jackson Dart doesn't get hurt. So the Bears are going to have to figure out a way to contain JJ, because if he starts running, I could see the wheels falling off for the Bears.
Sean, and based off of his 4-game averages, if JJ McCarthy played a 17-game this season, he'd be close to 500 rushing yards and 8 rushing touchdowns. I mean, he needs to keep that weapon in his arsenal. He needs to use that against the Bears because, like you said, Sean, I mean, the first half, Jackson Dart was basically getting whatever he wanted with his feet. I mean, the Bears, they didn't have a spy on him, which would be TJ Edwards, who's obviously not going to be playing in this game with a broken hand. So if JJ needs to take advantage of that deficiency of the Bears defense, and he needs to run the ball. The unfortunate problem with that, guys, is look at Jaden Daniels, look at Jackson Dart. I mean, now they're sitting on the bench, on the shelf with injuries. You don't want your quarterback to run too much, but it's something you certainly like to see him do if the Bears give him the opportunity.
Slide.
Yeah, these young kids need to learn how to slide. Caleb's terrible at it. I'll be honest with you.
I want to bring up a question that I have here, because we have a long history against each other. I'll give you guys mine. Mine was your favorite moment from this Bears Vikings rivalry over the years. Mine, without a doubt, was the 9-7 Bears going into the Metrodome and upsetting the Vikings in the playoffs with the ultra back Raymond Harris in 1994-95 season. By far, I thought the Bears were going to go into Minnesota and absolutely get shellacked, and somehow they wound up shellacking the Vikings to everybody's surprise. What if I asked you guys, what is your guys' favorite moment, memory in the Bears?
I have a feeling it's going to involve AP.
Yeah. mine was going to be with AP, but I'm going most recent. I'm going with the JJ McCarthy game, the 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. After you guys are just beating us down. I was like, oh man, JJ McCarthy's bad. What's going to happen here? Or is our future doomed? And then at halftime, Kevin O'Connell looked up JJ McCarthy in the eyes and said, hey, you are going to bring us back in this game and you are going to win this. And the kid just in the final quarter, 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. I thought, okay, our future is good. Our future's secure. So I think that is my most memorable moment. And it's recently new too, recent bias, right? But still watching that and only being the first time in my lifetime of us selecting the quarterback in the top 10 of the draft, actually getting to see that. That's my favorite.
No, it was huge, man. It was huge.
Yeah, it was huge.
3 and 6 is a lot different than 4 and 5. They needed that win against the Bears. They absolutely needed that win against the Bears.
Oh, look at that.
All right, old head moment. I'm going to do a moment, and it's one play. The Minnesota Vikings lined Randall McDaniel up in the fullback position, ran the ball. Randall McDaniel met Mike Singletary, who I respect deeply, in the hole and blew him up. And it was only a 5 or 6 yard run play, but it was spectacular seeing what they did with that.
Well, Randy McDaniel's the monster of a human being. I mean, Mike's not small either, but he's not Randall McDaniel size. I mean,
the thing about McDaniel was he wasn't that big. He was like 265. When I watch him play, his body never bent. He was like a rod of iron. He would be blocking a 310-pound defensive tackle, and his body never gave. And I just thought it was incredible. His core strength must have been otherworldly.
I think there's a Peyton Manning show. I think Randall McDaniel still lives up in Minnesota, and goes ice fishing and everything. Like, he's the Minnesota, that's where he's
a Minnesotan,
lives, Oh yeah, he's up there now. But there's, I think, what was it, Peyton's Places with Randall McDaniel. He's talking about defensive ends or maybe great defense, whatever it was. But it's actually pretty funny, pretty good episode.
Let's Skol says Warren Moon to Chris Carter overtime, 65-yard touchdown in 94. Then we have 85 when McMahon came off the bench to beat Minnesota's ass. The flip from Randy Moss to the RB, forgot his name, but that was the special play. And
does it have to do with the big feet? Who was that kid, that running back you guys had for years?
Chester Taylor.
I believe it was Chester Taylor, right?
Yeah,
or was it Mo Williams? It was Chester Taylor.
And then we have a question for you guys from our guests, because this has been a hot topic for us, as stupid as it is. From an outside perspective, Jake Moody or Cairo Santos?
Hot garbage or fresh turd? Which one do you want?
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess if you walk through an apartment complex around dinner time and you smell different people's cooking, I'd say Jake Moody.
This has been.
I feel like I'm not qualified to answer such an important and intrinsic question.
Oh God!
You don't want in the fourth quarter. You don't want the ball in Caleb's hands, but if Santos is kicking, you probably got a good chance of winning the game.
Yeah, it's scary. I just want a Brandon Aubrey. That's all I want. I like your guys' kicker. He's pretty good. I had him in fantasy for a couple of weeks there.
Oh yeah, he's a tripod.
Yeah, he's
calling Willie third leg.
Yeah. Fellas, I got sort of a longevity for this season question for you. I don't know if you guys have brought this up or not, but I looked this up today. The NFC North for the remainder of the season are non-divisional opponent records. So the Lions' non-divisional opponents have a record of 25-21. You guys, your non-divisional opponent record's 20-17. The Packers are 14-15, and the Vikings are 15-21, who they got to play non-division. Do you see that as any kind of obstacle, or are you just like, we'll take them as they come?
Well, you got to play who you got to play, right? So you really don't have any choice. But yeah, it does concern you. I mean, we got to play, Green Bay in like twice in 3 weeks. We still got to play you guys. We got to play the Lions still, who just dog
Philadelphia,
us, right?
San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be easy, but you have to win the games that you have in front of you. You have no other choice. So, look, you can say that, for years and decades, really, New England had just a terrible division. That's why they were winning their division every year. Yeah, but they also won every playoff game. You can honestly argue that about Kansas City too. Their division was not that great for a while, but they were winning all the playoff games too. So really the goal in football is to get to the playoffs and then just take it from there, man. But you got to make the playoffs. So, if the Bears don't make the playoffs, I don't think, the smart Bears fans are going to be too disappointed as long as the trend keeps going this way. If we split the rest of the season and don't make the playoffs, I think Bears fans have a lot to look forward to. But I don't think any real Bears fan thinks that we're Super Bowl bound and going to win the Super Bowl. I hope and pray we do. But
I like the fact that the Bears have to play some good teams. They're not playing a bunch of tomato cans. I mean, listen, we've as Bears fans, like Sean said earlier, we're 6-3 right now. But after the teams you've beaten, you're like, all right, what really are the Chicago Bears, right? It's easy to beat the Giants and the Bengals and the Raiders and the Cowboys, but what are the Bears if they play against the Eagles and the Niners and the Vikings and the Packers? I think it's a good challenge for Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and this Bears offense. I think we're going to learn a lot about the Chicago Bears coming up in the next six to 8 weeks. And I think, like Jason said, if they come out of here and they end up with a 9-10 win season, they fall just short of the playoffs. I don't think that's a terrible thing for the Bears. Remember, you guys, this team won 5 games last year. They won 5 games last year. If this team can somehow win 9 or 10 this season, that's a successful season for the Chicago Bears. And like Jason said, all growth is not linear. It's not supposed to go straight up all the time. You're going to have your ups and downs. But as long as you see guys like Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, Colston Loveland, Kalman guy, these rookies, as long as you see these Austin Booker, as long as you see these guys start to grow a little bit each week, a little bit by little bit, get better at some of the things, some of the deficiencies, some of the things they're struggling with, I think that's a win for the Chicago Bears. I will say that it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Bears come out of this stretch, what the 8 games left, 4-4. That wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world, but it also wouldn't surprise me if they come up 3-5 or if they come out 5-3. I really don't know what to expect from this team because, like you guys said, Fish, you talked about earlier, we don't really know what the Bears do in loud noise stadiums because they really haven't played any of those lately. We don't really know what this team does against good football teams. We don't know how far. We don't know what Caleb Williams can do against good defenses because we really haven't seen him play any. So I'm excited about it, man. I can't wait to see how much this kid could grow in the next 8 weeks.
Yeah, our fan.
There he is. Oh. Hey, we got him all warmed up and limbered up for you, Shaq. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, late, guys.
Our fan base is worried. Oh, we're not going to make the playoffs. We're not a playoff team. We just came out of our gauntlet of games. We had Chargers, Ravens, Eagles, Lions. That was our 4-game stretch right there as our gauntlet. And now it kind of eases up. Like Fish said, 14-21 now. You guys are now probably just hitting your gauntlet with Vikings, Steelers, Eagles, Packers, Niners, right? That's now your gauntlet's on. So we came out limping pretty bad, so we've got holes in us. But now I'm curious to see how Ben Johnson does, even though you did beat the Raiders by 1, the Giants by 4, the Commanders without Jaden by 1. Then you lost to 2 really good teams by a lot with the Ravens and Lions. I want to see how Ben Johnson does to start through this gauntlet and how Caleb Williams faces it. Caleb Williams, in my opinion, is the most proficient quarterback, probably tied with Jared Goff in the division right now. I think he is the best quarterback in the division. Jared Goff might have him by a tad, but I think Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in the division right now. And I'm curious to see how he faces through that stretch of games for your guys' gauntlet.
Yeah, 100%.
And before Shaq gets rolling, let me just throw one thing in on that. Those records I gave you. Hitting in the Packers record of 14-15 or whatever it is Denver and Baltimore.
Yeah.
They only have three non-division teams. It's Denver, Baltimore, and the Giants. So that 14-15 record isn't actually really as easy as it looks. They got an issue coming to them.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's a lot different than Tyler Huntley. That's a different game.
And that, more importantly, their defense is playing at a level that is much better than, say, like when, the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, they were missing Roquan Smith, or Kyle Hamilton missed a little chunk of the season there. I mean, you need your studs, right, guys? Every team needs to. That's the reason you extend those guys, because you want they're the guys who have to be on the field.
Yeah, let me ask you though, if Minnesota doesn't make the playoffs, but JJ McCarthy is 100% your guy, he looks like a stud. That's a win for Minnesota too, though.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm an 8-9. So what is the successful rookie quarterback campaign? Is 8 or 9 wins.
Yeah,
well, that's successful for a rookie quarterback. And I'm good with 8 or 9 wins.
I'm not. I expect Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Here, I have a question for you guys, because I was reading an article the other day, and it was about our division, and it was about drafting. And obviously, we know the Bears have had some misses, some hits. They were saying the Vikings over the past few years, and I can't remember the name of your GM right now, but they're saying
neither can we, because he sucks.
Yeah, I was going to say his hits. They were saying he's at like 16% or something like that.
Oh, it's bad. It's
how do you guys feel about your future? Because I love Kevin O'Connell. I think Kevin O'Connell's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
but how do you feel about this GM not being able to build through the draft? He's done some good things in free agency, but drafting has just been an epic failure for you guys.
Let's hear from Shaq, man. Welcome to the show, bro.
Welcome, Shaq. So I feel like it came down to. So we start with our most recent draft. Well, Donovan Jackson, he's kind of, it takes a while for offensive linemen to get going. They're not going to be an all-pro their rookie year. And then with offensive line, it's a team effort. It takes 5 guys to make an offensive line look good. You can't just rely on a rookie guard. And then we have a lot of moving pieces. So it's still wait and see mode for our rookie guard, Donovan Jackson. Before that, we had 2 first-round picks. So a lot of people are going to give crazy shit, but he had the balls to, move up and get Dallas Turner and move up to get JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy's been hurt, and Dallas Turner's kind of taking his time to, figure out the NFL. So I feel like it's kind of us being impatient. And I feel like most of his misses came from his first year being our GM when we drafted Lewis Seen. We traded back and got Lewis Seen. A lot of Minnesota fans wanted Kyle Hamilton. I personally wanted to trade up and get Derek Stingley Jr. That was the same draft class. And then the Texans took him with the 3rd pick. I'm like, well, this draft is about to be over. So it's like he's trying to play money ball and trying to learn on the job, because this is his first time being a GM. And I feel like teams and owners are kind of trying to finesse him and, take advantage of him learning on the job, especially with KOC being the first-time head coach. So it's a lot of rookie mistakes on all accounts.
Yeah.
Oh, if Dallas Turner doesn't pan out, that's not. I mean, he was a general consensus top 50 pick. I mean, that wouldn't be his fault. That's just bad luck. That's just bad luck.
And I'll be honest, I thought that was a great sack by him on Sunday.
I think it was a great pick.
Yeah, I like Dallas Turner. I do.
My problem with Kwesi is their very first draft set this team back, because the next year they went after a wide receiver, all right? And then after that, because of that first draft, you don't have the luxury to go trade up to go get a quarterback, to trade up to go get edge, because you missed out already on 7 plus another 5 on 11 different draft picks you did not hit. And to trade up to where you could have probably hit in the future on draft picks or just actually accumulate them, we didn't have the luxury to trade up for I'm happy we did, but we didn't have the draft capital from the past to trade up for JJ McCarthy to rebound this team. That's why you see us getting out there in free agency, spending all this giant money. And now these free agents that we're grabbing, they're really not panning out, right? It took them, week 10 weeks to finally show a little bit of life on the field. So I'm not very happy with Kwesi. There's a saying, let Kwesi cook. Got him in a little cook mask and stuff. right now the expectations was a nice steak dinner, but right now all he's making is hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. Like, it's not good.
Oh, Cody's memory is so short. As I recall, on week 1, Javon Hargrave showed out against the Bears. He did disappear for 8 or 9 more weeks and finally showed up against the Lions, but it looks like he's just going to show up in divisional games. As for our general manager, he who shall not be named, this offseason when he signed Byron Murphy Jr. to $22 million a year as a cornerback, my response in our Let's Skol little group chat was, Kwesi needs to be let out of the building in handcuffs right now. And then he signed Jonathan Allen. He was the wrong defensive tackle from Washington. He wasn't the right guy. and then he got Mason, and I was happy about that.
Yeah.
And Hargrave, and I was happy about that because I know what Hargrave could be. But as for draft picks, we're in cap hell next year. We're in cap hell next year.
As a Bears fan looking in from the outside, beginning of the season, I think all three of us agreed that Minnesota was like one of the best rosters in the NFL. I mean,
I still think we are.
But a lot of that was free agency. More free agency than it was the draft. How many draft picks do you guys have next year?
9.
Many.
Oh,
got
well,
too
You got some comp picks coming from Darnold and Jones, and
you got your first round pick.
Yeah.
No, well, that's all right. I mean, what did you guys give up for? You traded for JJ McCarthy, right? You traded up for JJ, right?
Yeah.
We traded I think a 4th and a 5th, the same draft class. Just moved one spot.
I mean, dude, that's a damn good trade to move up in the first round. Usually, if you move up the first round, you're getting rid of a first, second, or third round pick.
Well, we did that with Dallas Turner. We traded 2 first, our first that remaining, and the other one we got because we did have multiple first round picks that year.
Yeah,
I think we traded a second that we got for we traded a player and got a draft pick, and then we converted that over to trading up for Dallas Turner. I just can't remember who it was.
Was it Danielle Hunter or was he free?
Yeah, Danielle Hunter.
Danielle Hunter. There we go.
Yeah.
How old is your guys' GM?
I don't know. He can celebrate his next birthday on the unemployment line, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, a lot of these young GMs, like Ryan Poles, for instance, in the Chicago Bears, like you kind of expect growing pains, right? Like the first time GM, this guy's 36 years old, and its fan base kind of crucified him. But you could tell that, this last draft when he had some direction with a good coach, you pair a good GM and a good coach together, and the coach can say, I don't want a defensive end. I want that defensive end. Like I want that specific guy, as opposed to Matt Eberflus, who's like, just sign me some corners. Like I think you expect them to make some mistakes early and then get better as they go. But yeah, I mean, if you guys, I don't follow the drafts closely, but if you guys are saying that he's missing on he's at 16%, that's certainly not good.
He's 44 to answer your question.
44, yeah, so he's still relatively young for the NFL.
Yeah, and you know what? The Prophet brought up that Poles almost ended up going there instead of the GM.
He was our first choice.
He said to the Bears, "You guys if you guys don't sign me right now, and I go up to Minnesota, I'm signing with Minnesota."
I guarantee if we ended up getting Harbaugh over KOC, Poles would be our GM.
Oh, you think so?
Yep.
Would you want Harbaugh over KOC though?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It goes back to the same thing I was saying about Kwesi. It's because KOC he don't really have no head coaching experience. I wanted somebody,
but he's a quarterback genius. I mean, if you could take Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins and these guys and make them look like he's made them look. I mean, I don't know, man. Sam Darnold looked like he was pretty much on his way out in the NFL. And then he goes to KOC and ends up throwing 35 touchdowns and 10 picks or something like that, and ends up being a Pro Bowl player. I mean, at the end of the day, the quarterback is the most important thing on an NFL roster. If KOC can continue to do what he's doing with quarterbacks and develop JJ McCarthy into being a Sam Darnold type player, or that Sam Darnold type season he had there, I would like KOC to be my coach.
I like how you said that, a Sam Darnold type player.
Yeah,
well, at least that season, right? You guys go look at Sam Darnold's stats before he got to the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh,
I was absolutely putrid.
I honestly thought you guys were doomed last year with Sam Darnold, and then all of a sudden, this guy's John Elway. I'm like,
I hope Sam Darnold bought KOC a car and was like, "Hey, you just made me a lot of money," as opposed to being cut from the NFL completely. I mean, that guy.
And look what he's doing in Seattle. It's not like he learned stuff from KOC. It's not like just KOC. He taught the guy how to be a better quarterback.
Taught him how to be a quarterback.
Yeah, a quarterback.
Yeah.
So also continue with that. He also said he learned from Brock Purdy that one year he had in the 49ers how to let the game come to him. So he had it kind of, a lot of people don't look at it this way, but coaching kind of does matter more than people think.
Trust what we know.
Shaq, did you hear?
Doesn't
Shaq,
matter.
did you hear that when Caleb Williams was entering the draft process, somebody asked him a question. They said, if you could pick a team, and you got to go to the team you picked, he said, I would want to go to Minnesota. And they were like, well, why do you say that? He said, because KOC.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I want to go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's all nice and everything, but Big Daddy John Harbaugh is a proven successful
I love them both.
winner
They're both good
at every level.
Yeah.
And if you look at what he's done to kind of remake the Chargers, he's turned them into a tougher team. He is extending
100%.
Justin Herbert's career
Oh,
by
yeah.
taking Justin Herbert is still Superman when he needs to be, but he don't need to be. All of a sudden they can run the ball. All of a sudden
maybe
they
now.
can play defense.
Maybe now he needs to be.
I mean, but all of a sudden he
lost
can run the
depth.
ball and they can play defense. And so because Justin Herbert was playing with cracked ribs and probably concussed and all that and still just going through it before Jim came along. And now he's probably going to have a few more years extended onto his career.
He's probably going to get banged up a little bit towards the end of this season just because he lost two of the best tackles in football, and Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt. But what do you guys off the top of your head? Do you guys know what KOC's record is in Minnesota? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, he is. I know his record. So because we did this whole thing about first quarter touchdowns in Minnesota, I know he's 21-7 now when the Minnesota Vikings score an offensive first quarter touchdown, and he's 15-17 when they don't. So add those up, that's his record. So
that's the key to the game on Sunday. Don't let him score in the first quarter.
because I felt like we should have beat Baltimore. We did score that first quarter touchdown last week. We looked like we were on fire, and then all of a sudden we'd run the ball. We'd run the ball, then a false start in 1st and 15, then we throw 3 more times, and then that's what happened. And it lost us the game.
Yeah, you guys, Purple Jesus man in the chat here, big Vikings fan.
Oh, sorry.
Kyle.
Yeah, I know we know what Purple Jesus is.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah, he's a regular here. He checks in with us often. We love Purple Jesus. He promotes the shows. Great guy. So thanks for checking us out again today.
Yeah,
Purple.
thanks, Kyle. Nice to see you, man.
We met him at Skol Fest. He's all right.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Jack, you got 38-32. Is that your score?
No,
That's Ken O'Connell's record.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
That's a damn good record in the NFL, man. 38-22. That's nothing to be ashamed of.
Without running the ball, he doesn't run the ball as much. So
He's never really had a franchise quarterback. He's like, that's a damn good record to not have a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a coach and a new GM. The first pick is a quarterback, right? 2 brand new. That's the first pick they go after.
Mm-hmm.
That year, it was Kenny Pickens is the only quarterback they went in the first.
Let me ask you guys a question. So obviously, JJ McCarthy was always going to get playing time this season because he's the future, right? But how do you guys feel about the Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones departures for Carson Wentz?
Comp picks, baby.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Daniel Jones would have been a damn good backup for Minnesota, man.
Yes, I don't think
we offered.
Yeah, we offered money for both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
What
did they offer Daniel Jones, a 1 year?
So we offered Daniel Jones, 1 year. 1 year contract. We offered Sam Darnold, same thing. Just a little bit. I think we offered Daniel Jones backup money. He didn't want to be the backup for the Minnesota Vikings. Both quarterbacks knew who the quarterback was going to be for this.
He's like, I'll go play with Anthony Richardson, who sucks.
Yeah.
I know I'm taking that job.
I'm going to get a shot.
Exactly. He said, I got a better shot at playing in Indy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know what? Sam Darnold was always going to take a multi-year deal after the year he had in Minnesota. He was not going to sign a 1 year deal anywhere. So that makes sense. I mean, I guess that it was kind of out of the Vikings' control because no disrespect at all, guys. This is just my opinion. This has been since he got in the NFL. Carson Wentz sucks. I mean, that guy sucks, dude. He's terrible.
I don't disagree. He had
terrible.
one. What is his rookie year with Philadelphia? He looked like he might be something, and then it's been downhill ever since.
Yeah,
even that year wasn't great because he got injured. Then Nick Foles, the guy that we decided to get as a starting quarterback,
he was an MVP candidate before he got injured, fellas.
Oh
yeah. Wentz. Yeah, I think that injury.
Was an MVP candidate before he got
that injury may have done him in. The RG3 story all over again.
Yeah, I don't know what really happened with him. He had the makings of all of being a good quarterback and just kind of fell off. I don't disagree. I agree. I disagree with that completely.
Yeah, Prophet, how dare you disrespect
I
Jackson
completely
Dart?
disagree with that. Not even close. Jackson Dart is going to be
awesome.
stud in this.
Hey, Wentz relies more on his athleticism than he did his throwing. Jackson Dart is more of a thrower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart's a dog.
Yeah,
He hasn't learned how to do that yet in the NFL. And when he does, man, I was all over him coming into this draft. I personally thought the Titans should have taken him over Cam Ward. I was never a big fan of Cam Ward coming into this. I love Jackson Dart, and he is just taking off. Honestly, we were talking about this in our 4-Stars group chat. I think losing Dable actually hurts Jackson Dart. I think you should have just dealt with his blunders through this season and let him continue to
through the development. And then once he's developed, then get Dable out of there and go get a real coach. Right? That's what I would have done.
With Jackson Dart, he reminds me a lot of Caleb Williams. Very proficient with the football. He's got athleticism to move with the football, to score touchdowns, rush touchdowns, to get out of the pocket, throw off platform like what Caleb Williams does. Maybe they saw enough with Dayball to where, hey, we're going to move on to a different coach like you did after Eberflus and went after Ben Johnson. Maybe they're looking for the next offensive coordinator guru to come in there and then take Jackson Dart to the next level.
Yeah,
for sure.
I thought Dayball was the offensive coordinator guru.
That was supposed to be him.
You guys hear the rumors about New York Giants. That I guess there's they've already some connection to Bill Belichick coming back to the NFL and coaching the New York Giants. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I believe it.
And Dayball was spotted wearing a Nittany Lion hoodie.
Really?
After he got fired, yes. That might be something to look into.
I mean, Brian Dable.
Hey, let me just say this about Brian Dayball. He was Josh Allen's first offensive coordinator. Josh Allen got him a head coaching job because of what he did with Josh Allen. I wouldn't mind if we made Wes Phillips offensive consultant and brought Dayball in and he helped J.J. McCarthy like he did Josh Allen.
Yeah. I mean, if you look it up, Josh Allen says Brian Dable was responsible for my turnaround. I mean, he gives him a lot of flowers for the quarterback he became in the NFL. So I just watched Jackson Dart, like what he's done. And I'm like, man, just leave him with Dable, fire him at the end of the year. And then but if he's going to be out anyways, I guess it really doesn't matter. But hey guys, I'm really excited to see Jameis Winston on the field. I know he's never, but man, he is fun.
He'll throw interceptions, but he'll throw a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, you pick up that defense he's playing in fantasy. he'll give the ball a couple of times for sure. I actually think Dable is going to get hired by the Buffalo Bills as a consultant. I think he's going to go right back to Buffalo, at least for the rest of the season.
Hey Shaq, we didn't get your score, man. What's your score this Sunday? What you got? What you feeling?
I'm feeling like 24-17 Minnesota.
24-17.
Yeah, you guys all got a little bit of a
low score.
Defensive.
But for me, it's just the Bears' problems. Their red zone efficiency.
But Sean, who's 24 points for the Vikings? Who's stopping Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison?
KOC.
You might as well put me out there.
4th and 1, throw the ball. 30 inches, throw the ball. That was
JC Watt, Eamon Warrior is an absolute machine. I think every team in the NFL, if hindsight, wishes they would have drafted Eamon Warrior.
Well, they said coming into the draft that he was one of the most NFL-ready players coming into this draft, and people just—he's
very Brian Branch-like, man. He's just he does it all, man.
Yeah, the highest.
This is that safety, right?
Yeah,
the huge safety who runs a 4.3. The safety who's like 220 pounds and runs a 4.3.
He's like a linebacker,
and like a 43-inch vertical, something like that.
Yeah,
but he did get hurt on Sunday. He got hurt.
He had the best RAS score of any draft prospect entering the league of all time.
Really? Yeah, I think it moved him up from like a 4th round prospect to a 2nd. Just his combine.
He did 9.9 like RAS score, ridiculous.
He has like the size of a linebacker, but the speed of a safety, man. He's just a freak of nature. And he reminds me a lot of Brian Brandt, a lot from the Lions. And that's outside of Gibbs, that's my favorite player in the Lions for sure. Sean, do you want to do these pick sixes with these guys while they're here?
Yeah, you guys want to.
If you guys are down.
You guys want to do the pick 6 for the week? We usually wrap the show up with the 6 games of the evening. We already have the Bears, Vikings, all wrapped up. I didn't make an Excel spreadsheet, Kyle. I'm doing the old manual still. So give me a quick second here.
You sure you can read your handwriting,
Reading
bro?
his handwriting is like trying to read a stroke victim's
like,
handwriting. It's terrible.
Yeah, guys. So Sean writes down these pick sixums manually every single week, and I went to his house
and someone
on Sunday, and I'm
my
like, I want
guy.
to see mine, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what any of that says. I
lot of
can't
the-
read
a
any
lot
of
of
that
the-
shit.
A lot of our chat participates on most weeks, and we're just gonna give an award away, an autograph picture, something to whoever has the best picks at the end
Jason,
of
I was
the
like, I don't know if that says Dallas Cowboys or Javier Bardem. what does that say?
Does that say cheesecake? I don't know what the hell.
year. Cody, Shaq.
So, quick
who
question:
else we got?
Did
Fish.
Jalen Johnson ever come back this year?
What's that?
Jalen Johnson, did he come
We
back?
hope so. He might, but
They
I mean,
don't-
it would be
If-
December
if-
at best.
Yeah, if so, it'd be week 13, 14.
He's running and working out. I mean, I think he just has to be fully.
He tore
medically
his
cleared.
abductor off of the bone.
Oh,
It was a big
Ah.
working out at his
And,
house.
and you know the shitty thing about it is he did it before training camp started, and he kept his mouth shut about it. If he just would have opened up, went and saw the doctors, and took care of
probably
it,
back
he'd
by
been
now.
playing football already.
Yeah, if he would have gotten surgery immediately, he would have been much. All right, Sean. Profit Bears he has the Bears 35-24. Breaking news. Bruce has the Bears.
What's his final? 24-21?
Yep. JCY has the Bears over the Vikings 27-13.
JCY 27-14.
Cody's this is new, right? This is you?
Yep. This is me.
Cody's got the Vikings 31-21. I'm sure you already wrote that down, right, Sean?
I'm gonna write a score here: 31-21.
What was your score, Fish?
52-5 Viking. No, I'm kidding.
138.
24-20 Vikings.
24-20. Shaq, what did you have?
I had 24-17 Vikings.
Or 17. We're really close. I mean, I got the Bears 20 to 17, I think I said earlier. Something like that.
Yeah, I got the Bears 28-27.
Kyle. What did you have, Jay?
I thought it was going to be close. The Bears are going to be a one-score game. I gave you two scores, but I'm going to go with 21-20. I literally think whoever said it, if it was you, Kyle, whoever gets the ball last, I think is winning this game.
I agree. Yeah, AC Adams got the Bears 31-27.
AC Bears 31-27. It's
And
gonna be a lot different on Friday. I'm gonna have a lot of Vikings love.
and Phil's got the Bears.
Wait, pause.
34-27.
We might be some of our guys might be a little cynical right now. Don't get ahead of yourself.
We're home, right?
You guys got a tainted fan base.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Fish,
Oh,
we're home.
Oh, it's like you
Welcome
said
to the
earlier,
last 30
Cody.
years of
Football
Bears.
is what have you done for me lately, man? That's what
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
How soon
Want
people
it now, like an 8-year-old at Walmart.
Yeah. I think I agree. I agree with Fish, man. I think this is a up in the air game. This is a 50-50 game.
I agree 100%. I
think
agree
it is,
100%.
man. I
One
don't
thing
think
can go
either team
wrong.
I don't think either team is ultra superior to the other team.
Here,
They both
I'll
have their
say
problems
this.
and they both have their strengths.
I'll say this, Kyle. I want the Bears to be down 3 points and get the ball with 1:59 left in the ball game because I'm gonna feel real good right then. right about that.
Caleb Williams magic. All right, Sean, let's move on to the next game, man.
Let's do Sunday Night Football, baby. We got Detroit visiting Philadelphia.
JCY, we got you down, bro.
Oof.
Yeah, 27-13. We wrote you down, man.
Yep, I
Oof.
got you right here, JC.
Philadelphia Lions.
You say it's in Philly?
It's in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is entering that match as a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is sitting at 46.5.
I'm going
Philly
Lions.
can't seem to run the ball for some reason. I don't know what's going on over there, but I just don't like picking the Lions, so I'll take the Eagles.
Take Lions. Did you watch the Philadelphia Packers game, Jason?
Mhm.
Did you watch that pile of shit?
I'm going Lions in Philly. So Bruce
What?
has Eagles.
So you're going Lions and Philly?
No, I'm taking the Lions in Philly.
Oh, in Philly. All right. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Sean, you can't pick them both, man.
I'm taking them both, damn it.
The tie, man.
It's a tie.
Prophet's got the Lions. AC Adams got Philadelphia.
Hold on.
Cody,
hold on,
Cody,
hold
what do you
on,
got,
hold on.
man?
So I'm looking at the Lions, and like most of the North, they haven't beaten good teams, right? So and like when the teams they do that are considered good, I mean they had someone that's injured or coming off injury were listed as limited practice all week. I got Eagles beating the dog shit out of the Detroit Lions. I think AJ Brown came out on a Madden podcast last night. Actually, says, "Get rid of me on your fantasy team. It's a shit show down here." When every time he starts yapping his mouth away, the dude goes off for 40 fantasy points. So I'm going to expect an A.J. Brown type of game. He's going to be the reason why the Eagles win this. They're going to force feed him. And I think Eagles win 31-17.
Wait, Cody, let me check if I'm playing A.J. Brown in my fantasy league. Melon Smash has got
I
the
played him
Eagles.
last week, so I'm good.
Sean, Melon Smash has got the Eagles.
Melon, I got the Eagles. I got DJ with the Lions.
E.C. Adams got Philly. Fish, what do you got, man?
So just like Cody, the Lions, when they've played a decent team that's reasonably healthy, they've lost. They lost to Green Bay by 13. They lost to the Chiefs by 13. We're one non-called OPI on Jameson Williams away from them losing to us by 10 instead of 3. 34-13 Eagles.
Wow. You guys are really
It's going to be ugly. They're going to beat the shit out of the Lions.
Sean, Romy's got a tie.
Romy's got a tie. what is this?
Great.
Dallas and Green Bay?
All right, Shaq, what do you got for us, man? Let's hear it.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles. Fish and Cody convinced me. I was leaning towards the Lions, but they've been iffy with their play calling. You don't know which Lion team is showing up, so I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I feel like they're gonna get that run game going and look like that team that went to the Super Bowl last year.
Hey DJ,
See, what confuses people about the Lions is they like to run the score up on really bad teams or decimated with injury teams, so everybody thinks they're great. But as soon as they meet somebody who's healthy and decent, they fold bad.
When Dan Campbell puts on the headset, they score 40 plus, right? And then the very next week he gives the headset back to Horton, their offensive coordinator, and they did just garbage. So like he had the headset on last week. He's giving that headset away again this week.
I just like this. I mean, obviously, guys, I hate the Lions. I'm a Bears fan, but I just like the sum of the parts, man. I like Dave Montgomery. I like that offensive line. I like Jahmyr Gibbs. I like Jameson. I mean, Jameson Williams probably overrated, but he's still a good player. Obviously, Ramon-Ra St. Brown's the best underneath receiver in football. I mean, at least for best route runner in football. Sam Laporte is serviceable. Their defense is getting better every year. I just think that the Lions are a good team. And to be honest with you guys, if you watch Philadelphia over the last 5 weeks, they don't look like a very good football team to me at all. At all.
I just think they have the defense to stop Detroit's offense.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the matchup of the game. The Lions offense versus
Detroit has an amazing roster. So, I mean, they lost both coordinators. Dan Campbell's kind of hot and cold, hot.
It's not going to be changing your play caller halfway through the season. That doesn't spell good things for any NFL team. Sean, who's the next team? What's the next matchup we got?
We're going NFC West, baby. The big ball game between Seattle and LA.
Oh, this game's going to be fucking amazing.
This is the game of the week, folks. I cannot believe it's not on Monday night or flexed to Sunday night, but they left Detroit and Philly on Sunday night, so I can understand that too. But Seattle is in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is a 3-point favorite in this ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to take the Rams because in our preseason, I took the Rams to win the division. So I am going to stick with them because this is a pivotal game in this division.
Yeah, Cody, I agree with you. Stafford's MVP, no doubt about it. Sean, breaking news, Bruce has the Rams. Cody has the Rams. Prophet has the Rams. Fish, what do you got, man?
You got to go Rams, no? I mean, honestly, if we
talk about running the score up, that's Seattle's beating the shit out of everybody they're playing.
I don't think that's going to happen.
The shit out of everybody they're playing. That's the last 2 games Seattle's played. I think they had a 28-point lead in the first quarter in both games, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Oh yeah,
that's nuts, man. That's a damn good.
The last time that Sam Darnold played against the Rams, Jared Verse ate his ass. So I'm going with the Rams because they're going to get pressure on him, and they're going to win through defense.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Shaq. I really wanted to go with Seattle on this one, but
Shaq, you take Seattle?
Yeah, I'm taking
Shaq.
Seattle.
You a closet Seahawks fan or something? Why is he apologizing to you?
No.
I just like to rub it into the Vikings fans' face, even though I'm a Vikings fan, that we should have kind of kept Sam Darnold, but I feel like he's going to get his redemption against the team that beat him twice last year. So I'm going.
I'm not going. They haven't. The only quality win Seattle has this year is against Pittsburgh. It's the only win. They lost to Cardinals, Commanders without Jaden, Texans, right? Jaguars. They lost to the Bucks. Again, they beat the Cardinals. They beat the Saints. And they lost to the Niners. They don't have a quality win. Maybe
that's a really good point.
Niners, right?
That's a really good point. And really, is Pittsburgh really a quality win? Is that really a quality win?
I mean, yeah, it's really good.
Hold on now. Hold on.
I'm gonna go Rams. I'm gonna go Rams, guys. Matthew Stafford's playing so well right now. Until somebody could stop him, I'm gonna keep picking him.
20 touchdowns, no interceptions.
It's
shocking.
In the last 4 games, right? 20 touchdowns.
Kyle, you have the Eagles, right?
No, I went Detroit.
You went Detroit? Okay. I went Detroit too. Okay. I didn't have you down there. AC is taking the Lambs. I'm assuming that's the Rams.
The Lambs.
We're gonna go next because we just talked about him. He's making a comeback. This piece of crap is on the field. We got the Giants bringing in that team from up north. Can this idiot put a game together and beat the Giants, or do the Giants continue to add to that team up north's woes?
Is Jackson Dart playing?
No, Jameis Winston's.
Sean, it doesn't matter what Jordan Love does. That Packers defense is going to eat the Giants alive, man.
Yeah.
Going to eat them alive, man. I'm Green Bay all day, for sure.
You're taking the back?
Oh, for no doubt.
I'm also Green Bay. Without Jackson Dart, I don't think they have a chance.
Coming off of that loss.
Three players on offense are now gone. Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart, and Cam Scatterbo. They have
nothing left. I picked up the Packers defense.
Because Jackson Dart's out, but they have been staying in ball games. But now that Jackson Dart's out, we don't know what this guy's
a new head coach and offensive coordinator. I don't know.
I do like that the new head coach, the interim coach, picked Winston over Wilson. That was a smart move because Wilson sucks. Sean, breaking news: Bruce has the Packers. Profits got the Packers.
Profit.
Melon Smasher says Giants aren't going to score a touchdown, so I'm assuming he's going with the Packers.
We got him.
Prophet said, "Why are you making me pick Green Bay, man?" It's Melon Smasher. Yeah. Fish.
New York Giants.
Yeah, boy. I'll take the loss.
As soon as you said Jameis Winston is starting and not that bum Russell Wilson, I said, there it is.
There it is. Who you got, Chad?
If you could pair Malik Neighbors up with Jameis Winston, I would pick the Giants, but I just don't, man. He's a big deep ball thrower. He's not a short pass guy, and I just don't know. All you got to do is cover Wandale, and that's it. Their offense is
Slate's questionable. Yeah, who do you got, Shaq?
Jalen Hyatt, dude. Watch out for Jalen Hyatt.
Okay,
you know what?
I got the Packers only because I don't see Jameis Winston carving up that Green Bay defense. Yeah. It's going to probably be a low-scoring game like the last Packers game, but I don't see the Giants find a way to score points on that Packers defense like that.
Josh Jacobs won't fumble the game away this time. Cody, did you pick yet?
No, not yet. So this is my favorite spread of all NFL games. If you look at the past, including college football, when an interim head coach comes in the game after firing, the team just does well. I mean, look at Antonio Pierce for the Raiders.
Yeah.
And winning their first game, right? And then you look at the Nittany Lions coming in, barely losing to Indiana. And on that slick ass game right there.
That was a hell of a game, dude.
Oh yeah, and it was awesome. And I'm looking at the spread right now. It's Giants +7. It's a 7-point spread. I have Green Bay unfortunately winning by 4. It's my favorite spread of all the bets that can be placed in DraftKings right now. And I'm going with I'm going with the Packers by 4 within that spread.
Where is Cody?
Yeah, I hate to say it because I absolutely despise him, but Jordan Love is usually pretty good against shitty defenses, and I think the Giants secondary is ranked 29th in the NFL. I think Jordan Love's just going to move the ball down the field, and I expect Matthew Golden to get more and more involved as the season goes on. And I hate to say it because I like Matthew Golden. All right, Sean.
By the way, Sean, I just want to say I love that picture. I love it.
Yeah, that shows up 3 or 4 times a show there.
This is another big showdown, man. Can Josh Allen pull his head out of his ass after the disaster in Miami as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come to town?
Ooh, it's a good one, Sean.
Dude, there's some good games this Sunday.
Oh, Tampa
and the Bills are 6-point favorites, 5.5, 5 and a hook.
Do the Bucks have a single healthy offensive lineman and or receiver and or running back? That's the question.
No, but they're still 6-3, and they still have one.
Yeah, but
Baker
last week
Mayfield
against the Patriots, these injuries started to catch up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to go Buffalo at home.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo.
I'm going Bills too. I would not be surprised if Tampa Bay wins this game, though. I'm gonna say that if Buffalo plays like they did last week, man, I don't even know what to make about what happened. So you guys don't know this, but Buffalo is my second favorite team in the NFL. I absolutely love Josh Allen. I was huge growing up with Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, loved Cornelius Bennett. I love the Buffalo Bills. I love the Bills Mafia. So I'm definitely going Buffalo, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa wins. Josh Allen, I don't know what that was in Miami last week.
That's a lack of weapons. That's Khalil Shakir being your best receiver, other than
why aren't you getting that guy? Oh, whatever. Why didn't they pick up Rashid Shaheed? That's a different team. They pick up Rashid Shaheed.
They're in salary cap hell too. Sean, Prophet's got the Bucks. Breaking news: Bruce has the Bucks.
Prophet's going Bucks. Okay. Who else? Who'd you say?
Breaking news: Bruce has the Bucks. AC Adams got the Bucks. Melon Smasher's got the Bucks.
Melon. I think people are living in last year's moment or last week's moment. Buffalo's going to answer this bell. I have a feeling.
Yeah, for your fantasy team, you hope. Josh Allen pulls his head out of his ass. What do you guys got, man? Fish?
43 degrees and mostly sunny. Weather's not a factor. I'm going to take the Buffalo run game and take Buffalo.
I like it.
I'm going to go with Buffalo, too. Like you guys said, these injuries starting to pile up for the Buccaneers. It's like Baker Mayfield's not going to be able to do everything. It'll be impressive if he pulls this off, but I don't think he's going to be able to. That's just too much to overcome.
I agree. What you got, Jay? Who you picking, Jay? Oh, you already got the Bills.
Yeah.
Kyle?
Buffalo, man.
Buffalo?
Cody, you got the Bills?
Yeah, I got the Bills. There's a lot of talks. Everybody in the fantasy community is hyping Bucky Irving. They're throwing him in the starter spot, but it's already been put out by the head coach that he's most likely not going to play this Sunday. So I'm without Bucky Irving. Bucks, I don't think have a shot at winning. I think they have a shot at keeping it close, but not winning.
I like what Shaq said, man. I just feel like, when these injuries first started, Baker put this team on his back and just carried him. But sooner or later, teams are starting to figure out, man, you double cover Emeka Egbuka, and this team's there's just nobody left. There's nobody left, man. Godwin's not back. Mike Evans is probably out for the season. Bucky Irving's still not back. There's just too many in their offensive line. I mean, do they have the single starting offensive lineman on the field?
Tristan Wirfs is back, isn't he? I don't think he's out. I will tell you this. Don't forget about Jason's preseason pick to click and Tez Johnson, because he's tearing it up, man. 2 touchdowns last week. That's my dog.
He's a little guy, but man, he's fast as hell.
What'd you say, Cody?
Picked him up in fantasy.
Me too.
I like Tez Johnson a lot. I don't know, man. And the Bills are getting back to a very small corner. It's time for them to start winning football games, man.
We got one more, and I just don't know where to go with this one because that's about all the good games. You know what? This is a good one. I walk right past this one. Kansas City visiting the Denver Broncos. Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, Cody's talked all show about teams who've beaten bad teams. Man, the Broncos, not only are they only beating bad teams, but they're barely beating them.
Mm-hmm.
Barely beating them. I think the Chiefs are going to destroy them.
Yeah, but Kansas City's defense has got some woes lately. Only because it's at home. I'm going to take Denver at home.
Taking Denver at home, Jay? Okay.
Yeah.
PS2 is still out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going Chiefs all day, man.
Someone else is on too for the Denver Broncos. It's J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah,
and we saw R.J. Harvey step in, and he struggled for the Broncos.
Yeah, he won good week, and then the last week's not good.
And even during his good weeks, it was passing touchdown catches out. I think the Chiefs, they're a Super Bowl caliber team. They will be with Patrick Mahomes, and they will always know after a bad loss they get right, and they're going to push their way to that Super Bowl. I got the Chiefs by a blowout.
Coming off a bye.
Chiefs in a blowout. Okay.
Breaking news: Bruce has the Chiefs. Prophet has the Broncos.
A lot of Broncos I see.
Melon here. Smasher Broncos. ECN Broncos.
Jay, I'm missing one of yours. You got Bears, Philly. Who'd you have, Rams or Seattle, Jay? I didn't write it down.
I took the Rams.
Rams. All right.
Fish, what do you got, brother?
I want them both to lose.
Another tie.
Another tie.
No, I want them both to lose. Can't stand Sean Payton. Time to move on past the Chiefs, but like in a 9-6 barn burner, I guess the Chiefs are going to win.
9-6. I love it. What you got, Shaq?
It depends on how the referees are feeling. If they're feeling good, I see the Chiefs winning. If it's a fair game, I see the Broncos taking it. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Denver, all right.
Well, I got bad news, man. The Chiefs have had, I think they have the lowest.
Yeah, the refs love
the lowest amount of penalties called against them this season, specifically.
Yeah, and Mellon puts up this
coincidental.
Mellon puts up the stat. The Broncos are 11 at home in their last 11 home games. So I mean that's something too.
Yeah, these Chiefs players came out and bitched about that intentional grounding penalty that they claimed lost them the game against the Bills. Like, dude, you guys had 3 penalties called against you all game. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Exactly.
And when everybody, Patrick Mahomes' first 3 Super Bowls he played in, not a single offensive. You guys, we all watch football. There's offensive holding on every single play in the NFL. It's physically impossible to not have one offensive holding call against you, and you guys get one bad call, and now you want to bitch. Yeah, how convenient.
Yeah, and if anybody in the chat wants to ever get any Vikings news, it's the Let's Skol Podcast. These guys are awesome. I'm going to be over there on Friday night. Breaking this game down with these boys once again. I really appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with us for an hour and a half or so. Thank you guys so very much. This was a blast. We look forward to doing this again in the future. Cody, thank you for your service, man. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Shaq, thanks for showing up. Hey, better late than never, brother. Really appreciate y'all. Everybody in the chat, you guys are fire as always. Thanks for making the show, because the show is nothing without y'all. We really appreciate it. Kyle, what you got?
Yeah, everybody, take care of yourselves. You could take care of each other, man. We really appreciate you, Shaq, Fish, Cody, like Sean said. Thanks for your service, man. Happy Veterans Day again, dude. Appreciate you, brother. It's always nice to banter with some division rival fans, man. It's fun. Hopefully, one of these days, maybe we can get up there, or you guys can get down here. We can get up, connect for a game or something like that, man. Sean, when Sean introduced me to you guys, I checked your show out. Love what you guys are doing over there. It's badass, man.
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
up, man. Keep up the good work, dude.
Oh, you saw one of the good shows.
It's a good win.
Shaq, I hope you feel better, man.
Be a Minnesota fan to follow them, guys. There's lots of good information. If you're playing fantasy, if you're doing anything, you need to know anything about who Minnesota is playing or about Minnesota that week. Tune in. They're going to give you the information you need.
Hey, and for all the Chicago fans out there right now, Blackhawks just dropped the puck. Can't wait to go get in my bed and watch this hockey game. I don't know if you guys are hockey fans at all, but I'm a huge Blackhawks fan. So, and Cody, I love that Kevin Garnett jersey behind you, man. He is one of my favorite basketball players in the history of basketball. I went and saw him play at Farragut Academy. Love that dude. He
awesome.
Is like one of the nicest guys I've ever met too. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, Shaq, you gotta step up your surroundings there, man.
Yeah.
Cody, I really like your setup there, Cody, man. This shit looks
Hey, thank you.
Hey, and before we get out of here, I'm sorry you guys have to endure this, but we do it every show. So here we go. Good, better, bad. Never let it rain. Never let it rain. You're good, get better. You're good, get better. You better get better. You better get better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bear!
Hey, why don't you give them the other one?
Show them the other one too, Sean. They'll love that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Anything you want to get out there before we wrap up? Shit, fuck Green Bay.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
That a boy.
Yeah, fuck Green Bay.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you, fellas.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys Friday night.
All right.
Yes,
take care.
sir.
Have a good one,
Have a
guys.
good night.